Welcome to Inside the Soul Compass, Tools, Tips, and Transformations. I'm Kinga, your guide on this journey of turning your blocks into breakthroughs. Today we're going to dive into a powerful tool for emotional healing and transformation, EFT, also known as Emotional Freedom Technique or simply tapping. If you've ever felt stuck, weighed down by anxiety, or blocked by past experiences, this episode is for you. Hi, my name is Kinga de Wit. I'm a holistic psychologist and transformational coach, holding many titles and certifications and always adding to my toolbox to help soul-guided leaders, healers, and conscious parents who know their calling is to bring about massive change, to overcome their blocks and fears, and gain unstoppable momentum to live a purposeful, fulfilling life and build a legacy the world will benefit from. It's my mission to provide you with the information and practical tools for holistic living, to teach you to be bold and connected, and to trust your inner wisdom. If this resonates with you, you're in the right place. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you work on yourself, certain emotions keep resurfacing? Stress, anxiety, guilt, or even past trauma that's hard to shake? I've been there. And today we're exploring EFT, a practice that's been helping people release these emotional blocks for decades. Whether you're brand new to tapping or just curious about how it works, stay with me. By the end of this episode, you'll have a deeper understanding of how this simple yet transformative technique can create profound shifts in your life. EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, is often called tapping because it involves literally tapping on specific points on your body while focusing on an emotional issue you want to address. It's kind of like acupuncture or acupressure, but without the needles. It's like acupuncture for the soul, right? Instead, you use your fingertips to tap on energy meridian points that run throughout your body. These are like energetic highways. And with EFT, you're helping to release emotional stress and rewire the brain's response to negative experiences. By doing this, you can calm the nervous system, reduce stress, and clear away the mental and emotional blocks that hold you back. Let's take a quick look at the origins of EFT. EFT was developed in the 1990s by Gary Craig, who was inspired by psychologist Dr. Roger Callahan. Callahan discovered that tapping on specific acupressure points helped a patient overcome an intense water phobia. Gary Craig took this concept and simplified it, creating EFT as we know it today. What's amazing is how EFT has grown. It's now widely used by therapists, coaches, and medical professionals, and even by people themselves, just ordinary people with no degree in any kind of health related area. Just ordinary people who are using this to overcome everything from anxiety to trauma to chronic pain and phobias. It's amazing. Now let's talk about the many ways you can use EFT. This technique has been found to be effective for stress and anxiety. So if you feel overwhelmed, for instance, tapping can help calm your nervous system and bring you back to balance. For phobias and fears, whether it's fear of public speaking or a fear of flying, EFT can reduce the intensity of your fears. For chronic pain, our emotional state is closely tied to physical pain, and EFT can help address the emotional root of the pain. For past trauma and emotional blocks, if you've experienced grief, guilt, or resentment in your life, EFT can help release the emotional energy tied to those experiences. And it's used for boosting performance. Athletes, public speakers, and performers use EFT to overcome performance anxiety and sharpen their focus. But you can also use it to release limiting beliefs from your nervous system, from your body. So let's dive into how EFT works in practice. Well, it starts by identifying the issue or emotion you want to address. And this can be literally anything. You can just wake up with feeling unsettled and you can just tap on that. Then you create a setup statement that acknowledges the feeling while affirming self-acceptance. And I really love that. Something like, even though I feel anxious, even though I feel overwhelmed, and you start here. I start always here on the karate points. Even though I feel anxious, I deeply and completely accept myself. From there, you tap on 9 key acupressure points on the body, the side of your hand, your eyebrows, side of the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, and underarm, while repeating phrases related to the issues you're addressing. And the beauty of EFT is how quickly it can create relief, often in just one session. Now, these tapping points can vary. Some practitioners use just a portion of those tapping points, others add to it. Our whole body is filled with these meridians, with these energetic highways in our body. So you can find out what works best for you. But there are some sequences that you can learn, like protocols, so that you can experience for yourself what works for you. But every practitioner does it a little bit differently. Some people don't even use the starting statement. I personally love it. For me as a therapist, I see the benefit of it because all of my clients have issues with self-acceptance, self-love. So just stating that even though they are feeling something really uncomfortable and that they want to get rid of, that they accept themselves fully is beneficial in and of itself. So I always add that. Okay. So you might be wondering, does tapping really work? Well, absolutely. And it's backed by science. Studies in both psychology and neuroscience have shown EFT's effectiveness in reducing anxiety, depression, and even PTSD. The process actually downregulates the brain's stress response by calming the amygdala, the area responsible for fight or flight reactions. There even have been more than 300 peer-reviewed studies showing the effectiveness of tapping. Tapping is shown to alter brain activity, to positively influence gene expression, to decrease resting heart rate and blood pressure, and to reduce food cravings. People often report feeling more relaxed and centered after just one session. It's not just about positive thinking. It's about rewiring how your brain and body respond to stress and emotional pain. Getting started with EFT is simple. You don't need any special equipment, just your fingers and some time to reflect on what you want to release. Here's a basic process to follow. First, identify the issue. What are you feeling right now? Then, rate the intensity. On a scale of 0 to 10, how strong is this feeling? Create a setup statement. For example, even though I feel anxious, I accept myself. And then start tapping. Tap on the points while repeating your setup statement. And then lastly, re-rate the intensity. Check to see if the intensity has decreased after one round of tapping. As I said before, every single one practitioner has their own way of doing EFT, and that's okay. It works nevertheless. And you can find different practitioners who have made EFT their main modality, right? Those I would consider experts. And you can find them online. I will add some of them in the show notes so you can check them out. And I will, sorry, add some videos in the upcoming week as well for you to just tap along and try it out. I use EFT as one of the modalities to help people get rid of blocks and get rid of their limiting beliefs. So I'm not an expert in that sense, that I'm just focused on that, but I have been practicing EFT since I think around 2010, so a really long time already. And I've seen and experienced the benefits of it. So I consider myself a good practitioner, at least to work with when it comes to EFT tapping. But again, you can find all kinds of practitioners who do this online. You can tap along, you can try it out, and it is safe for you to use. You cannot harm yourself. The only thing that is really important to remember is that if you are dealing with trauma and you want to address that, with trauma, you really have to know what you're doing. You have to have the skills to be able to process your emotions and to not get overwhelmed by them if they come up. And it's always better to work with a coach or a therapist through trauma than just doing it all by yourself. So that's just like the only thing I have to say about that, the only warning, because for everything else, it's absolutely safe and you cannot do it wrong. So this is why I love this technique as well. Okay, so how do you create an effective EFT tapping routine? Tapping gives you a powerful stress relief tool right at your fingertips, ready to use anytime, anywhere. But like any tool, knowing how to use it effectively is key. So many people wonder, is daily tapping necessary or can I overdo it? And of course, how long does it take to see changes? So whether you're just starting your tapping journey or looking to refine your practice, let's explore how you can find the rhythm that works best for you. How often should you tap? The answer is personal. There's no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to EFT. Your ideal tapping frequency depends on your unique needs, lifestyle, and goals. I often recommend developing a daily tapping habit. This helps build consistency and offers cumulative benefits over time. And also it helps you remember that you have this new tool in your belt. You might start with a short morning session to set a positive tone for your day or a calming evening practice to unwind. For some, tapping is more of an emotional first aid kit, something they turn to when specific issues arise. If you're dealing with an immediate stressor or emotional challenge, tapping can be your go-to tool to handle those moments in real time. At different points in your life, your needs might change. Maybe a few times a week is enough to maintain your emotional balance. Or during particularly stressful periods, you might tap multiple times a day to find relief. The key here is to listen to your body and trust your intuition. No one knows you better than you. So how many rounds of tapping is enough? When it comes to how many rounds of tapping you should do, again, it's about tuning into yourself. Start with one complete round through all the tapping points and then check in. Ask yourself, has the intensity of this issue decreased? Does my body feel less tense? Have I let go of some of the emotional weight? If the answer is yes, that might be enough for this session. For others, relief may come after a few rounds. It depends on the depth of your issue you're addressing. It's amazing how much can shift in just 10 to 15 minutes of tapping. So don't aim for a magic number of rounds. Instead, focus on how you feel as you go through the process. Now, how long does it take to see results? This also can vary. Some people notice a reduction in stress or emotional intensity after just one session. Even during the session, halfway through, I already hear people, say, "Oh, I feel so relaxed." Others find that the benefits build more subtly over time with consistent practice. For complex or long-standing emotional issues, tapping may require persistence. You might need to peel back the layers gradually. So approach your practice with patience. Even if you don't feel an immediate shift, trust that things are happening beneath the surface. Give it time and the benefits will reveal themselves. Can you overdo tapping? While EFT is generally safe and beneficial, it's important to practice mindfully. The idea of too much tapping isn't about how many sessions or taps you do, but rather how your body responds. Some people tap frequently throughout the day and feel great, energized, and balanced. Others may notice that intensive tapping leaves them feeling emotionally drained or tired. If that happens to you, don't worry. It could be a sign that your system needs time to process the shifts. Remember, be gentle with yourself. Stay hydrated, drink lots of water, rest, and practice self-care. If you're navigating particularly difficult times, consider spacing out your sessions or seeking guidance from a therapist or an EFT practitioner. Sometimes combining tapping with therapy can offer extra support, especially for more complex emotional challenges. So here are some tips for establishing your optimal EFT routine. Start small. Begin with short daily sessions to get into the habit and to not get discouraged. Be consistent. Try to tap regularly and at the same time each day to build a routine. Stay flexible. Adjust your frequency based on what's happening in your life. Tapping is adaptable. You can change it as you need it. Track your progress. Keep a journal to note any changes in your emotional state or how you feel after tapping. Be patient. The effects of tapping can be cumulative. Even if you don't feel a shift right away, stay consistent. Listen to your body. Trust your intuition about when and how often to tap. You know yourself better than anyone. And experiment. Try different session lengths and frequencies. There's no wrong way to do it, so have fun with it. Remember, the most effective EFT tapping practice is one that you maintain consistently. It's like with everything else, you have to do it to feel the benefits of it. Whether you choose to tap daily, weekly, or just when you need it, the key is to make it a regular part of your self-care routine, and so that you, again, remember that you have this tool in your toolbox. If you'd like support incorporating tapping into your life, I recommend checking out the Tapping Solution app. It's like having a pocket-sized coach guiding you through tapping sessions, helping you track your progress and setting reminders to tap regularly. Keep tapping, keep releasing, and keep turning your blocks into breakthroughs. You've got this. EFT is such a versatile and accessible tool for emotional and physical healing. And the best part is, you can use it anytime, anywhere. Whether you're dealing with everyday stress or deeper emotional challenges, EFT can be a valuable resource in your self-care toolkit. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who might benefit from learning about tapping. Remember, the only thing standing between you and your dream life is the emotional baggage you're ready to release. Let's work on clearing it together. Until next time, keep tapping and turning those blocks into breakthroughs.